Move my pop sack. Okay. We should be good. This new one, I was kind of like, okay, enough's enough, right? Like, it felt like there was a lot of mantle swaps happening lately at DC. So I started writing them all down, and we're going to go through them all. But I came to realize that there really wasn't that much. Like, there wasn't near as much as I had thought, and a lot of the mantles are shared, which is a weird thing, too. So, first off, Bianca, how do you feel about swapping mantles?
Oh, I guess it depends on how it goes. Like, I've never really found a problem with it before, but then some people are like, "Well, this is a reason why how it could be a problem," and I said, "Okay, I understand that." R.I.P. Yu-Gi-Oh creator. What? He literally just started a new project. What do you mean? Wait, was that a new project? Yeah, he wait, unless that was finished. Because he's supposed to be writing a Spider-Man Tony Stark manga right now.
Oh,
What?
damn.
When did he die? I miss everything.
Dies at the
60.
age of 60. Oh my god, that's so young. That's so sad. Well, that's terrible.
Let me know if you hear any noise in the background, by the way.
Oh no, you're totally fine. Um, so as far as mantles go, there is you know, this idea that these main characters, whether it's Superman, Batman, Green Lantern's always been a mantle, but that they cannot be mantles because they've always been the same person. Now, I'm not all about that. I don't care. I just want good storytelling. Sure, I am definitely more interested in Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne, but I am also interested in all types of storytelling. It's just something I like. Now, I have no issue with swapping of mantles. I'm going to say that right off the bat. Good morning, Tava. Um, good morning, Reese. I don't care,
Reese's
but
Puffs.
it has to be done very, very carefully. And DC, Robert's right here. DC has always been about legacy characters and mantles. They've done that for a very, very long time. Look at the Flash. Look at Green Lantern. Look at even not, you could say Wonder Woman, but or the Amazonians. Um, but I got frustrated with this last one, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because the newest one to happen is Black Adam. Now, the book was okay at best. Um, Black Adam #1. It was literally okay at best. I can't really say a whole. It wasn't terrible once I read it through a second time, but it was okay. Like, I don't even want to give it a whole bunch of credit because the thing is it's Christopher Priest, and I like Christopher Priest, and he usually, generally, does a very good job on his work, and it feels like he missed the mark with this one. Now, I'm not saying that it can't get better. I'm not saying that this, I believe it's 12 issues, can't do a better job in the 12 issues. It could have just been a one-off, but that's not the case. Um, I mean, at least as of what I've seen so far. Um, well, wait. Remember, the stuff currently going on is prior to Dark Crisis until the certain issue. We know Teth Adam is going to be all right, of course. Do we know that it is?
I forgot about Dark Crisis, to be honest.
How did you forget about Dark Crisis?
Because I'm
How?
not reading it.
Fired. Fired. But no, how do we
I
know?
will happily resignate.
You mean
Resignate? I would happily
I was
resign, is
gonna
what I
say
meant to
resign.
say.
Um,
I can't English.
I got English well. So I want to share this and I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. Um, I don't even know. I So what's your thoughts on the name of it turning to White Adam?
I honestly think that's pretty stupid. It's supposed to be black for a reason.
So the reason
But I feel like
is,
that's probably a personal issue, though.
yes,
If it was like
the
a new
reason,
character instead of a Mantle, then that'd be kind of something. But it's kind of hard because Black Adam, like from what I've known, to me he was always a villain, and then I'm hearing, nah, sometimes he's like an anti-hero, and I'm like, what the
yeah.
heck? He's Deathstroke now.
See, I always look at
So
Deathstroke as more of a villain than actual Black Adam.
I think it like depends, like who he's written by.
Again, when it's written by Christopher Priest, it's usually pretty good. Until this. Now, we have the name coming up for Black Adam. His successor is White Adam because he's like a long descendant, and his name is Malik White.
Okay, so they're doing it from that, but Black Adam's name is not Adam Black. Unless
Right,
it
it's
is.
Teth
I don't know.
Adams.
Where does the black
So,
come
like,
from?
yeah, that's a really good question. I don't think I know. Like, Adam comes
What?
from, his name.
Fake
His name is
fan.
right, exactly. Theodore Teth Adams. So it comes from the Adam part. But where exactly are we getting the black part from? I mean, if anyone would know, Robert,
Who's Tiff
any idea?
Adams?
Good morning, Hooded Justice. But White Adam is a really dumb name. I'm sorry, I don't like this.
It
I
doesn't
I
hit
will
well like Black Adam.
No, it doesn't. And it sounds like obviously they're doing it cuz his name's Malik White, but they made his name Malik White for the name of White Adam. And like it all feels very planned that he's a black individual named White Adam, and it's not creative. And honestly, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I want to like it.
Oh, Cyronix? You like the suit? Do you like the suit? I don't know. I the thing is I like black. I hate white so much. And so like black and gold, like that's the thing, you know? That's the thing. But white and gold? Blech. I just hate white so much. I'm sorry.
I don't mind the suit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the suit's bad. It's not
You
that.
are not a connoisseur of colors.
It's not
Oh,
awful.
but it would have been great, honestly. Like, the atoms and Shazam and all that stuff, they're like magic based, right?
Right.
Right. So I think it would have been awesome if it was like Black Adam is more in like the black magic, while the White Adam is the whiter magic.
Like the more pure good magic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially since
I could
Black
see
Adam has
that.
been like the villain before, and
Yeah,
should have went with
I
the
could see
Gold Adam.
that. But like I also want to know, I want this to oh wait, it could be White Adam, white as in purity, because Black Adam had to kill his nephew to get his powers. And that, yeah, I think that's kind of what Bianca was saying, but I guess we'll have to see, but I'm not a fan of this change. Like, I would much rather have seen Isis come back to life and have her have the power of Shazam and be like the successor. And also, that also opens
I
up
didn't
the
even know these
idea.
people could breed.
Right. And we've never really focused on that. That's what I'm saying. It also opens up the idea that Black Adam's sleeping around somewhere. Like, how
What
is
a
that
horse.
possible? Hold on. Would he have to say Shazam to get in his normal form in order to have sex without killing an immortal woman?
The Superman effect.
Right? Superman just, okay, let's be real here. We're all adults. We can handle it. Superman could not physically have sex. He couldn't. He couldn't. There's no way possible. This went down a weird
That's
turn.
why they had to do the what was that? After the New 52 Convergence. That's what it
Yes.
was. Where they were in a dome and he couldn't have his powers or whatever.
That was only 2 issues though, right? If I remember
Yeah,
correctly?
and he had kid at that time, so
Well, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because think about it. If Lois and Clark had sex, like, just him coming alone would blow her in 2. I'm sorry. That's just this is going too far. I just don't know how it's possible. Again, Shazam could at least go into his normal form, which he doesn't do very often, or Black Adam, I mean. And and then, yeah, do the diggity. But so he's sleeping
but
around.
yeah,
He's got
does depend on the writing though.
What do you mean?
I hate the Wonder Woman Superman pairing. Robert says that they had intercourse plenty of times post crisis, and I think it's like he would just have to manage his power.
Yeah, that's true. All
Like
right.
less than
Yeah,
10% he would have to use.
like 1%. Oh my god, he would kill her. Like and like there's a lot of weird going down this weird thing. If you think about the Flash, if he got going too fast, it could be a whole mess. Like, just it's better not to think about it. I don't know. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Undead Quinn. Um, but so here's what happens in the issue. Um, I have it's just not a very good issue. That's what I'm gonna say about that. I won't go into too many
Mhm.
too much here. But oh, they don't even show the picture. Oh, did they take the picture out? No. They took the picture. At
What
least
did
they
they
still have the
take
name.
out?
The picture where he becomes White Adam.
Aw, I guess I didn't want to spoil it.
I mean, but it was here. Okay, that's fine. Regardless, it's just basically this, like him standing as White Adam. So I don't like it. I don't. I think when it comes to mantles, and we're going to talk about the other ones too, but I think when it comes to mantles, you have to have very good writing, right?
Hmm.
You have to be able to pull it off. And having a name like White Adam or some really bad writing, and then on top of this book, I don't know if you've seen any of the art, but it makes Black Adam in his normal form look literally like a Backstreet Boy or Jonas Brother. like like this. Okay,
Backstreet's back. Alright.
I don't understand it. This is a Black Adam to me, right?
He doesn't have the
But
pointy
the way
ears.
they have him it last Tuesday, yeah, he doesn't have pointy ears. What's going on, DC? Come on now. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not. It's bad. It's bad, and I'm gonna give it one more issue after 3. But come on, or 2. I mean, I always try to give them three issues. It's so bad though. Like the writing. Good morning, NWO. The writing is failing at its fundamental issue
I-
of storytelling telling you why you want to buy this book and why it's interesting, what it's taking on. I don't know. I say we
Is
give it 6
Etrigan
and
gonna be in it, or was that just a cover?
no, I don't know. Well, yes, Etrigan is going to be in it. What it basically
Yay!
what it basically is Black Adam fought Darkseid. Got infected, well, an avatar of Darkseid. Got infected with whatever's going on, maybe some sort of anti-life virus. He's dying, he's passing his powers along. He needs to find his descendant. His descendant is Malik White. And by issue number 2, Malik has the power of Shazam. And in
I
issue
didn't
number
think he cared
1,
about children. If he's been alive for like hundreds and hundreds of years, he's like, okay, now I have to look for the descendant of the kid of my 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 kid. For screw all those guys.
it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then like in issue number, one thing that drives me fucking crazy. One thing that drives me crazy, and it doesn't happen very often. We actually haven't seen it in a really long time. Is when one character tries to kind of, good morning, Shane, try to lift up the other character, like by telling them they're better than them. And that's what he does in issue number 1. Within 5 minutes of meeting Malik White, he's like, well, you're a better man than I am. Normal people don't converse like that. They just don't. I'm sorry. That's not how life works. I get it. He's a
Within
doctor.
5
That's why he
minutes
was
of
saying it.
meeting, you're better than I am. I don't even know who you are.
All because he's a doctor. And that's fine. And that's great. I get why they're going for that. But I don't know. I don't like it. And I think it is
Cheesy.
it's cheesy. And it's something that annoyed me. Because I was like, why does it feel like this is happening so often? So often in DC Comics, until I actually went over it and I've got it. Am I the only one here? Oh, wait. Reese, you are in Bianca's chat. I believe that is
Oh, usually it's like
why it comes
colored
up
or
like that.
something. But yeah,
Wait, it's
you
not
don't
on
have
your.
to be in my chat. You can just like and then go back here on Tristan's chat because that's where everybody mostly is anyway.
But make sure you like, or you're not allowed to.
You will be
Shazam,
banned.
Shazam named him Black Adam because he saw a mistake in letting him gain the power.
That's so weird because there is like times when you see Black Adam and he introduces himself as Black Adam when they're like quote unquote
Conversing?
introducing themselves or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know. So
I
I
do
made a
need better
list.
marketing.
I'm going to show you guys my list. This is my brain unfolding last night as I tried to figure out all of these mantles. And I'm like, because I was frustrated with this book. I was frustrated. I'm like, this is not a good precedent, right? Like, sure, okay. So I went through the different mantles and actually
Dang, can you zoom in?
yes, I can.
Yeah. Oh, that's much better.
And I never finished it because I realized I was overreacting. And I'm so glad I didn't make a video. I realized that there really hasn't been any mantle swaps besides Superman, which is his son. I can't think of any that have switched. Can you from DC this year? Or at least, in the past 2 years?
Like switched, like swapped, not like passing down, right?
Yeah, passing down's fine. Just
Passing
any.
down is fine. Uh just from your list, that's all I remember.
Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle. Okay, Mr. Miracle was
I don't know anything about Mr. Miracle, so
Mr. Miracle was just a mini. That wasn't a swap. Mr. Miracle or Shiloh Norman has been one of the Mr. Miracles for a long time. So no, that one wouldn't count. We'll add it though. Because there hasn't been any change. Mr.
Oh, you put Mary Marvel, but you didn't put Captain Marvel Jr.? That's so sexist of you.
But that's because the mini that's going to be coming out is based on her.
Oh, you're talking. That's right. You said this year.
Yes. So, I want to start at the top. Have you Blue Beetle? There's 3. But Blue Beetle again, that's no change.
Because it's still Jaime, and then Ted
It's
Cord still exists.
yeah. So they're still okay, actually, you know what? We can add it up here because it's a shared mantle.
Oh, somebody said Luke Fox. Is Luke
What?
Fox one? Luke
No.
Fox? No, he's not Batman.
No. Luke Fox is Batwing.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't have Batwing comics, so But
But
before Ted,
before
there was
Ted
Dan
there was
Garrett. There was like 3 freaking Blue Beetles, weren't there?
I don't think Robert gets what I'm doing here. I'm not saying that these things don't happen. I'm saying that
Like more
my
recent
own
ones,
brain
right?
overreacted. I think people are overreacting because when I actually went into it, barely anything had changed. I'm not saying that these mantles aren't a good thing or there isn't a legacy of it, but you hear all the time that mantles are swapping, that DC is doing all new, all different Marvel. Everything is changing. Oh my god, the agenda.
I think a lot of times they do not read the comics. Like the how many people thought that Jesse Quick, was that her name? Was that their name? Uh
Jess Quick
Jess
or
Quick?
Jess Chambers, the
Jess
non-binary
Chambers,
Flash.
thank you. How many people thought Jess Chambers was going to replace the Flash when it ended up being just in a multiverse?
Yeah, that's Earth 11.
Yeah, a lot of times it's pre outrage before the stuff about the character happens, uh and then they just like stop from there sometimes because nobody's ever talked about it ever again, and the people who prejudge it don't correct themselves later on because they say
Right.
they don't want to search for it, but then they complain about it without waiting or doing the research. It the people who are consuming the outrage, they don't get a correction, and because of that they'll keep thinking it's real and that it's
Right.
still happening.
And I think that's a good point because I listen to a lot of different channels, and I'll listen to channels I do not like. I'll listen to channels that I enjoy, but I like getting different opinions. And even yesterday, I was at the point where I was like, this is ridiculous, right? DC's doing this over and over again. Maybe I was just in a bad mood. I don't know, but no, they're absolutely not. And the thing is oh, you know what? I do know one we can add here. Warm Lily reminded me.
It was a
Robin.
Robin. I was
Yep.
just gonna say, but I wanted you to finish your sentence.
Robin's always shifting, right? So that's something that's pretty normal. But I was frustrated because I was like, this book is bad. This changing of mantles makes Black Adam, who deserves a good bless you. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Um, this it makes Black Adam, who I really enjoy. I love some of his stuff in 52. I love some of his stuff that has been done, and they just released a book that is a tie into the movie. Oh my god, it's so good. But he doesn't get the respect he deserves. That book is really good and it's a one shot, but what we see here is
Thank you, Reese.
garbage. Not Reese. The book. And and I want actually some, decent books surrounding these characters. And this one we're getting from Black Adam is really disappointing. So I was like, this sucks. DC's doing this over and over again. It's their hidden agenda. Blah. Nope. It's actually me overreacting. Shocker. Shocker. I overreacted. You know how many times I have made a video and actually like privated it 2 days later after an issue comes out because I'm like, "Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing."
But I'm gonna keep my views.
Mhm. The
What are you
funny thing
eating?
is
Were you drinking?
yes, I was.
So early in the
I was
morning.
super dry mouth. I'm sorry. But good morning, Jay. Um,
Wait, is
did
Wonder
the
Girl the new Wonder Woman, or is she still Wonder Girl?
she's still Wonder Girl.
Was there a future one where she did become Wonder Woman? But that's when everybody's like older, right?
Right. And actually they were both it was weird she was Wonder Woman in one future state book, but in the at the end of the timeline, it was still Diana. Who had that beautiful book and Immortal Wonder Woman. It
Maybe
was
it was
probably one
only temporary then? Or
right.
they decided to change it later on, or like, no, we'll still keep her as Wonder Girl.
Robert, thank you so much. Um, but we still don't know exactly what's going on with Black Adam because we don't know how White Adam fits in post Justice League 75. Same with Mary Marvel, vague context. And I agree. I
True.
do. And I don't think that's my issue with this book. And normally I'm not a huge one to sit here and bitch and bitch and bitch about a book, but this one was pretty bad. And not just the first issue. Like I've been able to expand upon my reading. That's as far as I can say. And it doesn't get better. And that's the issue with mantle swapping is it's an extremely sensitive thing. You have to do it correctly. You have to. And what we've seen from the likes of what was done years ago with Wally West, that's how you do things correctly. That's how you make a character loved and beloved and love and honestly one of the fan favorites, and they're not doing that with this White Adam. Nobody is going to enjoy this character. That's my issue.
Because we don't know anything about the character besides he's a doctor of some sort.
He's a doctor that hates white supremacy. That's all I know. Like the most
Like, what's
interaction
his
we get.
age? Why does he look 16?
Yeah, we might talk about that towards the end, but there was some weirdness. And not at DC and at Marvel, where they were like de-aging Iceman to look like he was like 10. Oh, it's weird.
Ew.
It's pretty
What
weird.
kind of artists are we hiring?
I don't know. Like the art's good, but
Where is
well
Puerto Rican Adam?
here's my question. What if it's a mini series because White Adam is going to die by the end, and it'll be about how he changes, redeems Black Adam. That
You know what I think would be super cool? But
what's
Paddock
that?
kind of messed up. It's like he wants to pass on his powers to the descendant, right? And in the very last moment, he sucks up all that power and it kills that guy.
Well, that got dark, but it could. I mean, like there could
If they're
be a
still writing
point.
him the villain.
You talking about White Adam being the villain?
No, the Black
Wait,
Adam.
what? Okay, say
Black
that one more
Adam
time because now my
passes on his powers to White Adam, and
okay.
then Black Adam will suck up all the powers White Adam has, and it kills White Adam. And then Black
Why
Adam is
though?
healed.
Oh, to heal him. Okay. Um, Let me see. Michael said, I think they wanted to swap mantles, but poor sales have prevented it. Maybe poor sales on what specifically? That's what I'm trying to ask. We just went over sales on Tuesday and they're actually quite well. So maybe on a certain title you're talking about, maybe on I'm trying to look at my list here. Maybe on Jace Fox? Maybe? But that's not even selling that badly. Priest
I
is
still
always in for
gotta
this
finish
story.
Christopher Preet's Deathstroke run.
You haven't finished it yet?
No, because the first volume, I got 3 volumes. It was such a chore to get through.
Why?
Because like during the entire first freaking volume, it's his daughter
Mhm.
Rose and Batman hanging out together, and then Batman constantly being like, "This is Deathstroke. This is what he does. This is what Deathstroke does. This is what he does." And I'm like, "Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Please shut up. You're saying this multiple times during the freaking volume. I'm tired of it. Can I skip through this dialogue? It's stupid. Please, I want to get past it." And then I finally finished volume 1. I'm like, "Thank God." I hope it doesn't. And then it made me not want to read the second volume I bought.
And I get that, like, so you're not a Christopher Priest fan, I'm guessing.
I wouldn't say that because I'm not sure if I have any other stories from Christopher Priest, and it was just that first volume that I just hated the way they wrote Batman.
Batman.
It was annoying. I don't like retelling. I don't like the same dialogue popping up over and over
I
again.
get that. Yeah. I think
It made
that's
me
kind of
nauseous.
Christopher Priest's thing. He did he does also like to dive a little bit into his own he always has this weird like self-insert character. He did the same thing with Vampirella, where he had this doctor that was supposed to be almost his self-insert character. And Christopher Priest is not one to shy away from his own personal politics, but make it to the point not preachy.
Did he create Vampirella?
No. He just worked on Vampirella.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
the Aquaman title, for example. That's a good example, Michael. Yeah. The Aquaman title, that's another one. I'm gonna tell you right now. It wasn't great. It was okay. The problem is these titles need, if you're going to do a swap, these titles need to be more than okay. The Pride story for Jackson Hyde was better than that entire mini. I loved the art in the Aquaman title. It was stunning, like Mira. Oh my god, beautiful art. But art is not the only thing that sells a book. And when I'm somebody that reads everything from DC, I've dropped a few titles. I ended up dropping Teen Titans Academy when that was still going. There was a couple titles that I dropped. I can't even remember off the top of my head. But I read 90% of what DC puts out. And I let Aquaman kind of, there'd be 3 or 4 books before I'd read them all. And I don't normally do that. Usually I'm looking forward to a book. And Aquaman didn't, I think is it Chuck Thomas? Oh, and I dropped Black Manta. Black
Oh,
Manta.
do you wait? Did you say you dropped Aquaman?
No, I ended up reading it, but I waited till it all collected.
Oh, it's done already. There's already a volume.
Yeah, now they're on to Void Song, which is by Jackson Lansing. I believe Jackson something. Oh my god, it's so much better. Um it is amazing, but I think it's an Elseworld story.
Oh,
It's really good though. But
what? Robert says Aquaman's not over yet. You've been bamboozled.
it's not over.
You need one more issue.
It's got one more issue. Okay. So I've finished my
White
problem
Mantis sounds
is
kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
the problem is I need to write these things down because I've finished Aquaman personally. I finished it because sometimes I'm able to get certain things ahead of time, and it's not great.
I'm trying to find a new Okay, so you know how you can have books shipped to you,
Mhm.
uh, like it would have a pull list and everything.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find a new one because I use Midtown Comics right now.
right.
But the reason mine ships to me in like a week or two is because the delivery is so freaking expensive from New York. I saw somebody write a comment of different types. Like one of them was Midtown, and there was other ones, and I'm like, oh, I've never heard of these other ones before. So I screenshotted it so I can look them up to see if any one of them are closer to me. So the delivery charge won't be as
It's
freaking
cheaper.
expensive.
Have you ever tried My Comic Shop?
I think that was one of them.
Yeah, My
I
Comic Shop.
searched.
I don't know if Comics Elite comics.com lets you do a pull list, but I do know they have like a bunch of different stuff on there. And a lot of times they have
I
like
was about to put my comics elite.
no, that won't quite work. They have like this section sometime. It's like 90% off. Some of the Nubia books were going for like 90 cents. And it's crazy because you can get like 5 different Nubia books or 5 different books, Aquaman or whatever that's, on sale. But the fucking shipping is more than the actual books themselves. I'm like,
Which is
come
why
on,
when I
guys.
get chocolate from Ghana, Africa, I wait till I actually have money because that shipping is crazy.
It is. Like I wish that Amazon, because they have like free, 2 day shipping. I wish they had an option for a pull list and
What?
not
I don't see an
just
option for a
on.
pull list on my comicshop.com. You lied to me.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I
I
never trust you
apologize.
again.
I just knew of that one. I don't actually use that one.
But Aquaman did get me thinking about mermaids.
Okay. What were you
And
thinking
how
about
can there be
mermaids?
fat mermaids when they swim everywhere?
Wait, wait, wait. Is there fat mermaids? Is that a thing?
I remember so you know all those Disney movies, they all had their own show on Disney or on Disney Channel or whatever. Some of them came out on
Right.
like VHS and all that stuff. I remember having the I remember seeing the Ariel movie and the Ariel TV show. There are freaking fat mermaids.
Uh,
But I'm like, they swim everywhere. So how are there fat mermaids?
that's a really good question.
I mean, they
They
have
must
like
be lazy.
rides
I don't know.
sometimes.
Or like, yeah, maybe they ride seahorses. Oh my god, that would be so cool.
They do. They have the horses. The seahorses are like King Triton has like no wait, he uses dolphins because he's pretty huge. But if it's like if the carriage is like small enough, then they'll use like seahorses.
I mean, that would be but I still like fat mermaids is kind of like fat Amazonians. Do you remember the heavy set ones in Immortal Wonder Woman by chance?
To me, the difference would be like why is there like fat dwarves or why is there fat Vikings or something like that. Even if it's possible that there's no such thing as fat any of those, it is like considered like I don't want to say fake. Like it's considered like weird because if there's always that one character who freaking drinks and eats a lot and it's they're like the powerhouse too, so they do get fat, but it's like the fat is muscle,
Like
if that
a
makes
brute
sense.
type character.
Like a what?
Like a brute type character.
Yeah, yeah. Like in my video games and fighting games, there are fat characters who are fighters. Sometimes they'll turn into a ball. Sometimes they use their fat strength, or sometimes they're like fat luchadors or something like that, and they use that as their muscle to fight.
Um they said that there was I'm trying to look here, a fat mermaid on images on the one of the Pride books.
What? Wait, isn't
That's
that the
why
one where Jackson Hyde's boyfriend.
That's what I was thinking.
Excuse me.
Not a fat mermaid. That's his boyfriend. Is that what?
The fish are really beautiful, to be honest.
I know they're so cute. There were. I'm trying to find. I think it was Undead Quinn. Okay, is that the cover you're talking about? Because that's his boyfriend.
I got a question. When they swim, do they just like do nothing and just pew, or do they actually move their legs?
That's a really good question. I mean, like for CGI purposes, they probably just go chew, but I think like in reality they would have to move their legs, right? Like I would think so.
Probably. Like I would like when you wear swimming gear. What's it called? Like snorkeling or something like that. You have
Right.
to like move your legs. I mean, I was when I went snorkeling, I was only moving my arms to see if I could do that. It was very tiring.
Wait, you weren't you moving your legs?
I wanted to see. I always do that. I always want to see if I can just move my arms and not my legs. And then I've realized how tiring that is. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move my legs again.
Well, okay. Yeah, I think I'm assuming that's the cover they were talking about, and that's his boyfriend, and they veer on this one. He's always kind of like brute, like a brute, right? But like
Yeah, so
not
it's like the art style.
Siren. Are you talking about um the oh my god? How did I forget his name the second I literally clicked on it? The George Perez stuff, right? Is that what you're talking about, Jay? Okay. We're gonna go through the actual mantles here. Now
Sorry
that we
about
got
that.
onto fat mermaids. I think that's gotta be the only one. Cause even looking at them, they I think that's it. George Perez. Yes. Okay. I thought so. Yes, I've heard of sirens. Okay. I think DC share mantles because they aren't dicks compared to Marvel and what options, original or legacy. Marvel was like, deal with it and shut up. It's not about sales. Um, I think it's more along the lines of DC has always kind of done that, right? So we've
Especially with
got
the
Batman.
what those
Go ahead.
contest thingies that they've been
Hmm?
doing, which apparently even though the other ones didn't win, they're going to be made anyway. So they're like, okay, so what's the
Oh,
reason for
the
the
round
contest?
robins.
Yeah. And I said, well, this could be of what they want to focus on first. Not that they're not going to make it, but they're going to have a priority.
I really hope out of all of those, and I think when we went through the round robins on stream, we got it pretty close to what actually won. But I really hope they do that one that T. Franklin was on kind of penned for. It looked really, really good.
I
It
want
was
that. I
Madame
want that
Xanadu. Do you remember?
carrot hero. I want
The
the
Captain
horror
Carrot?
people
Yes!
with Etrigan. I want I want the black canary one. I want
It
my
was
crying
funny
is
because
over.
after we had talked about those on stream, I listened to a video from Comics by Perch with Joe Coralla, who I like Joe a lot. I've had him on a couple times. He's a good guy.
Cool,
He's
I'll tell
actually
him you hate
working.
him then.
Okay, that works. Um, um, he's actually working for Comics Elite now, but
Oh. Wait, did he quit DC?
they he wasn't working for DC before.
What the
He was
heck?
like doing just kind of like fill in work here and there.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But they were talking about round robin and they went through the different ideas and it was like all of the ideas they laughed at and thought were dumb and I'm like, I love these. What are you talking about? This is so good. I want Madam Santa written by T. Franklin. And I know she gets a lot of undeserved hate, but goodness gracious, her Harley was so good. That's all I gotta say about that.
Of course, of course. Valid opinion.
That's
Robert
right.
keep
Okay, so
reading
let's.
new manga. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because manga's boring. I mean, what?
I mean, did you ever see that video I showed you about the shoujo manga?
Yeah, but I never got through it. It was like 48 minutes.
Bruh, it was
I listened to part of it and then I
educational.
forgot to go back.
So you can send me hour-long videos, but I can't send you a 48-minute video.
Oh, I make it a habit of sending you videos. Long
I'll
videos
send you a
that you have to
shorter
listen
one.
to.
I'll send you
What's
a
that?
shorter one. I'll send you a
Okay.
shorter one. Is 30 minutes the max for you?
No, actually, usually I do listen. I had forgot to go back to it because I got interrupted and then I forgot. I will listen, I promise. I seen a video that I was gonna send you this morning, and this is totally off topic. I apologize. But they're literally trying, you know, that Highland shooter that happened for 4th of July?
Ah, yes.
I seen a bunch of it's so cringy. Conservative trying to blame weed on the shooting.
That's not what weed does.
I was just like, what? Are we actually here? Are we back to the whole like blaming video games and weed for all this BA? Yeah, I guess we are. I guess we're back to 1992.
Like I live in Florida and the amount of people that come in high is very high with on weed.
Yeah. Like I I couldn't believe it. I didn't say the Highland shooter was a Republican. I said the Republicans are blaming weed. And the Highland shooter was spotted at a bunch of Trump rallies and then called himself a liberal. Like, who cares? He's a terrible person. Why are we doing this? He's on my team type thing.
Ouch.
It doesn't even seem like it was politically motivated. I don't know. That I just found very funny. I'm like, wait, okay, so that we're there in society. We are there, I guess. But yes, back to Batman. I apologize. Have you read any of the Jace Fox stuff?
Of course not.
Of course not. Of course not. Okay. So it started out really, really slow. And Jace was a better I guess person to pick than Luke would have been because he was more of a blank slate. It started off really bad. It took like 6 issues of Second Son and like 10 issues of I Am Batman in order for this character to really take off and I didn't drop it. It wasn't bad enough to drop. But I definitely wasn't super interested. Now, he's finally gotten to a point where he has his own town, his own villains, and everything else. That I think is what they need to do. I think that it takes a lot of time and effort put it into mantle swapping. And this instance is more of sharing, right? But you need to actually give people a chance, and I think that's what they're doing with Jason. I thought this was probably the smartest way they've done it. They just let him go, right? They just let him stretch his legs. They just gave him his own identity finally. And probably probably the best done out of this list in my opinion. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm listening.
I
I've been
couldn't deal with
interrupting you
Jason.
too much.
No, you're fine. I couldn't deal with Jace Fox being Batman. It was so boring. And you're right. that was a bit of an issue. I think right now, when they took him into New York, it would have been smarter to relaunch the title as his own kind of separate from Batman identity and be able to have him he's working with someone named Chubbs and stuff like over there, and be able to actually give him his own space, and it's working. It just took a while. And the problem with a lot of these writing styles is you're expected to love this character right away. You need to give these characters a little, like, obviously there has to be interest there. You can't be expected to spend your money and not like a book. That's ridiculous. But for me, it did take a while. But this instance rather, in my opinion, is the best on this list. And I think John Ridley's actually doing not only a really good job on this finally, but he's doing a really good job on Black Panther. He's writing over at Marvel. Really, really good. Now, what I would like to see
Really,
him
really?
do. What?
No, I was doing a Shrek thing.
Oh, okay. What I would like to see them do, now that he's got his own villains, his own team, his own kind of like oracle, so to speak. I would like to see them do, those montages they do like in movies where like it's always the same, like the girl cuts her hair, she dyes it. We've seen it in Harley Quinn, and they kind of, like grow and get their own identity. I would love to see him do something to the bat suit and get his own identity.
Like what Miles Morales did in the movie.
Yes.
In the Spider-Verse movie.
Right. I think that would be
Yes.
smart, but Miles never changed his name.
Whatever, he changed the suit, okay?
Exactly like that. But have a way to change his name. And I don't have a problem with him using the Batman name at all. But I think his character has gone far enough and done enough of like the legwork and the, team building and the world building to actually deserve, I guess is the best way to put it, his own identity. I don't know like what it could be, but I don't want Christopher Priest to pick it because it'll probably be like, I don't know, white fox or something. Like I just want him to actually be able to stretch his legs. But it's a good book. Finally. It's finally a good book. So what do you where are you at on the Superman Senna Kal-El book?
I should have the latest chapter right now. Whatever that is.
Wait. So you have read more since we talked about it last?
Oh, have I read more? No, I've been too busy. Also, I'm on a new pill.
What?
Yeah, I was at CVS and I was like, let me see if there's some IBS pills. And I found one. And it changed my body rapidly. It's kind of scary.
Are you a superhero now?
But in a good way. Am I what?
Are you a superhero now?
I feel like one.
That's kind of
I had this increased fatigue for the past 12 years or so. So what it feels like you have like, think about like on your hands, you have 2 dumbbell weights or one big barbell, and they're like 20 pounds each on your hands. And so you're tired and you slouch. And then you also feel it on your back. So like that was the feeling I had for the past 12 years. After this pill, I only tried it one time, and the next day I woke up, I didn't feel tired. I felt normal.
So you feel normal today?
I feel normal today. I feel like I can actually do stuff now.
That's freaking awesome. I'm so glad to hear
more
that.
More time for reading. Yay.
So you can get caught. And you know what? I was most shocked about Bianca is that she's never seen Stranger Things.
Like
Bianca.
5 people in that chat didn't see Stranger Things. I believe one of them was Raymond.
Freaking,
Maybe one was Black
it's really
Phoenix.
good.
Maybe one was like Elon. One of them was Savage
Um,
Karma. I know that for sure.
I was shocked. We were gonna talk about maybe we'll talk Stranger Things next week, but
Warm Lily never seen it.
oh
Attack
my
them,
god, you
Tristan.
guys, it's so good.
James Knox. Oh, Black Phoenix. I was right. The pill was called IB Guard, but GARD. And there are like a piece of paper inside, and they're like, here are all the studies we did on IBS. And I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of studies. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. What it has is like the pills has like little tiny pellets inside, and apparently it's like medicated food, and it helps makes your stomach lining stronger. But no,
That's
I've seen.
awesome.
Okay, so you did see it, Raymond. Everybody else, I'm pretty sure hasn't seen it.
That's crazy to me. I love Stranger Things. It's adorable. But
I got
this
tired of
last
the
season.
'80s phase. I believe that's the
Oh,
reason
I
why I
love
didn't
it.
watch it.
You're so young. That's why. Actually,
What?
to be
I watch a
fair,
lot
I
of
didn't.
'80s movies. Big Trouble in Little China is the worst best movie I've ever seen in my life.
I've never heard of it. I didn't actually grow up in the 80s. I mean, I did, but like I don't remember it. I was 3 by the time the
The
80s were over.
actor
4.
is a famous actor on there. Kurt Russell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kurt Russell, yeah, he when he was young. Grr.
He was that's the guy that plays Ego, right? In Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, wait, he plays the dad. He played
Yeah.
Star Lord's dad, right?
Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah. Totally forgot about that. Big Trouble in Little China was incredibly awesome. It's terrible. Oh my gosh.
I have no idea what it
I'm
is.
looking at it and I'm like,
Um,
what kind of crap am I watching? But it's so good to watch.
I've never heard of it. I've never even heard of it. Has the first Raiden in it. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that is
I don't
correct.
know. So what you have read, what did you think about how they're doing the mantle swap between Clark and John?
It's incredibly weird because it might not even be a mantle swap. I remember one of the tweets I sent you. No, I don't think I sent
Mm-hmm.
you that. But I remember when Tom Taylor,
Uh-huh.
um, people were saying like, "There's two Superman." I mean, just because one is in War World or whatever right now, doesn't mean he's not Superman. And like Tom Taylor was like, "I believe there could be two Supermen," and so I'm like, "So are they both going to be Superman when
Yeah.
Superman comes back?" Or is he
Oh.
gonna be Superboy? And so nobody knows. But from what he wrote, I'm like, okay, maybe they might do two Superman thing. I don't know. Or it could have been just his opinion. But even so, it is going to be probably temporary, what I hope. Because he's now starting to realize what Superman is supposed to be, and
Right.
he's realizing that it's freaking hard. And he was like, dang, my dad had to do all this stuff, man, and now I have to do it. And he's trying to grow up too fast to be like him but do it in his own way. And he's realizing, okay, this is a lot harder than I thought. But I'm not sure if he's having that doubt of, maybe I am not ready to be Superman yet. Maybe I need to have more training with my dad or whatever, blah blah blah. I think that would be great if he were to say something like that. But we do know that he's like been having doubts, self-doubts and all that stuff, which I think is great.
They even in Dark
Superman
Crisis.
Jr. is weird. That's why you call him Superboy.
Yeah, I like Superboy better. But then there's Connor too, so it's weird. Like maybe give him his own name. I don't know. But they're even what we're seeing in Dark Crisis, because we've got issues 1 and 2 so far. John is very like not frustrated, I guess isn't the word, but like learning how hard it is to do the job that his dad did. And I like that. And I like that he's like going through a lot of trials and tribulations because of it. And I don't know what they're going to, that's a good point. When he comes back, they're going to just call him Steve. No, they're going to have to do something. They're you can still allow them to keep the Son of Kal-El, because it can be a subtitles that tells us if it's focused on John, if he's not Superman anymore. I think that I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but right now that's another one of those mantles that I was like, it's switched, but not really, because we still have Superman in Action Comics, which is such a good book. But I like, and I know it's like a very unpopular opinion online, but I like Son of Kal-El. It's a good book. It's a sweet book, and it's got good character interactions within it. Like, it's very weird to me that people were upset that like John broke into I don't remember what it was. It was a government building. Like, yeah, that's totally something we could see Batman doing, right? Like, and then they were upset that John actually dealt with a corrupt governor. Like, who in their right mind is reading this book and rooting for the corrupt governor? I don't understand it. I hope he gets pulled into the Phantom Zone. No, Reese, that's not nice. I get it though. Some people don't like him. I know it's not a very popular opinion online, but I really, really like what they're doing. Given how Tom Taylor acted with X-23 as Wolverine, that she was the true Wolverine is just letting Logan use it. He may pull the same with John to piss off the anti-SJWs. I
He does
can't.
do a lot of stuff on purpose to make them angry, and they can't tell, and it makes them more angry. And I'm like, you're playing into his hands. Just freaking ignore him, bro.
I don't know why they get angry. I don't
Because it does
understand
affect
like
them personally.
how.
I mean, I have to realize that I used to be that way, and then I took it not personally, and I realized I don't know people's intentions. So how about I not react the way they want me to?
But how does you said it because it does affect them personally? You mean like they're offended by it?
They
That's what you
don't think
mean.
about it. They legit don't think about it. Their
Just
first
react.
reaction is to react to it. Look at it, react negatively, and then complain about it constantly. It's not, they're not thinking, or they think they are thinking about it, but they're not. They're reacting emotionally. Though apparently it's supposed to be a woman thing.
Wait, why is it a woman thing?
Oh, you know what some people say. Well, women are supposed to be the more emotional, while men are supposed to be the more logical. But
Gotcha.
this has a majority of a male fan base,
Right.
and so the males are the ones who are mostly reacting negatively to it. And then you'll have one girl that's like, listen, I'm a girl, okay? And I'm also reacting negatively to this. And I'm like, you're not helping. In fact, you're making it worse for the guys because you're not thinking logically either.
I think a lot of it is they don't like that, and I know people aren't going to like this answer, but they don't like that John's queer. And because we see that attack on John all the time, all the time, all the time, right? But we're not seeing it with this White Adam stuff or Mary. I guess maybe you do. I don't think it's an issue with John being queer. I don't see why people do. But I do think like a lot of the mantle swaps are, and I mean we just showed that there's barely any at DC, but a lot of even the
What did you say, Tristan?
sharing.
You got Elon writing exclamation points. What'd you say?
I said he's queer. That could mean he's bi.
Oh, that's right. That's a is it a gender neutral term now? I don't know.
I don't know. I always use queer now because it's kind of like the umbrella term, right? Like
Academy.
you could be gay, bi, lesbian, it doesn't matter. And that kind of envelops everything. But a lot of the mantle swapping that people complain about generally are towards like queer people, women, or people of color. And I don't know necessarily that everyone's mad that they're that, but that's what they're framing it to be. I do think there is a huge subset, bigger than what people actually give credit for, that are mad because he's queer, that are mad because, Batman, the new Batman, is black. There is, but that's not every single one. And to be fair, you have to judge people individually. But when people play into Tom Taylor kind of poking at them, they're only giving him free press. They're only giving him free promotion for his book.
Dang it. I forgot if I don't remember if I added the Tim Drake Robin to my pull list.
Oh yeah, you know what's the matter with that one though?
The
All right,
art?
do you like Riley Rossmo's art?
Oh, I'm like, oh, is it the art? Is it Riley
Yeah.
Rossmo?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna like it then. Woo!
So okay? I'm glad I found somebody that likes Riley Rossmo's art. I'm not a fan. You know what? It could work for a Tim Drake book, but we've had it for Harley Quinn for like a year and a half at this point. And Harley, I'm sorry, Harley needs a good artist that makes her look sexy. I just need it. You know what? Maybe I'm the only one, but I love me some sexy Harley. What's that?
I like the cuteness that they add.
I loved Riley Rossmo's art in the Batman Shadow one, and then I also really enjoyed his art in Slacker. No, and then the other one was when he did. You remember when Dark Knight's Death Metal was happening?
Unfortunately.
Oh no, so good. He did some stuff with Robin King, who I loved. And he did a really good job with that. So it's very much so like pick and choose when his art works really good. But I would love to see like Joelle Jones on a Harley Quinn book. Oh. It'd be so good.
It would be good.
I love Joelle.
I follow her on Instagram. She has a pug and posts pug photos.
Do you ever use Substack?
No, because that's like $7 a month.
Well, yeah, that's true. I the only person I follow on there is Jen Bartel, and she sends like little emails out. And
yeah, I remember you told me she sent raunchy ones too.
Oh my god, it's all the time, Bianca. This girl is like so dirty. Like I love her, but she
this is why you follow
dirty.
Artists.
What's that?
And this is why you follow artists.
It's so good, like, but she keeps up with like what's going on in the world. Like, she'll send like Final Fantasy stuff or different stuff that are coming out that's new, and I love it. Some of it's very, very raunchy though, but it's so good. I think DC is doing the right thing by following Miles Morales. Create an alternate black version of the character that people would want to see instead of race bending the originals. And I agree. A lot of like what they did with Miles was pretty amazing. And the fact that we're seeing like Miles be kind of this household name. You know, he's only been created. No, I don't remember what year. 2011. It hasn't been that long. And it really, really has built this character up. Now, I think that that's kind of what they're doing with Jason John, but I don't know that like necessarily the fan base for either one of them are there like it is for Miles. And I don't know how to get that fan base. And I don't think poking at a lot of fans is the way to do it either. But let's be real. A lot of those people don't like Miles either, which is weird to
Aw.
me because Miles is awesome, except for in What If. Except for in What If. I know
And
What
depending
If
on who
number
he's written
5
by.
came out. What's that?
And depending on who he's written by.
Yeah, yeah. I know What If number 5 came out yesterday. I'm like, I'm not even touching that book. Don't I don't have any interest whatsoever. But yeah, I like what they're doing with Superman. Now, Green Lantern is one of those characters, I poke fans. That's not nice, Elon. Green Lantern is one of those that you can't even really say is like a mantle swap because it's a Green Lantern core, right? Like it doesn't matter who it is. But I did see a lot of people complaining about Joe Mullion being one of the lanterns, which was weird to me. Like everybody has their own favorite lantern. Who's your favorite Green Lantern?
Jon Stewart.
I mean, I like John, but he's no Jessica. Let's be real here.
I haven't read Jessica. That's why I didn't say Jessica. I feel like I have
I
to
know
read the character before I just could put some sort of bias just because she's half Honduran, just like me.
she is awesome. She is really she's got a lot of like heart, and
Ah,
that's what
shoot. I should have
and
said Guy Gardner. I love Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner. What's wrong with you?
I love him so much.
You know why I don't like Guy Gardner?
Because he's a
Is because
redhead.
he
We all know.
no, it's because he's like that stereotypical fucking jock.
Yeah,
I don't care.
exactly.
I don't care for that personality trope.
He's a
It just
dick.
is.
And I'm like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? How are you a superhero and you're so freaking mean? And I was like, I love it. It almost gives me Jonah Hex vibes, but Jonah Hex is not heartless. Not that Guy Gardner is heartless. He's dating a nice girl.
Who, fire or ice? Right?
Ice.
Ice, yeah. I had to think for a second.
Fire and ice.
I don't care for Guy Gardner. I never did. I know that like Tom King killed the fuck out of him and people were mad and I'm like, eh. I don't it's all right. It's cool. I don't care. But yeah, I'm not a Guy Gardner fan. I like Simon Baz too. He's a really good character. Um and then they started doing this YA book, which I think it is really smart that they introduced this character and I can't remember his first name, but the book's called Legacy. I actually reviewed it when it came out. And they're kind of slowly introducing kids with that YA market into the Green Lantern Corps. And I think that is awesome. Guy Gardner rocks the vest, yes. It does seem like
What's his name? Robert wants me to tell you that time when he was doing a pro teaches noobs.
mhm,
And it was like a super buddy comic book, and Guy
right.
Gardner was like what's it called, a special guest or whatever.
Oh, okay. Like a
And
cameo?
when he first there, he touches Miss Marvel's butt, and and so like the team is like trapped
Sounds
in
about
hell.
right.
And so he's like, listen, you guys got to be smart on how you like get over there to save them. They're like, well, how would you know? He's like, oh, easy, just like this. And then they're like, see, now we're here. And he's like, how'd you do that? And he's like, because I used my brain. And then apparently the reason he's like this is because he was abused by his father, and so he
Yeah.
just had to take the beating, and so that kind of developed his personality in a way. But it showed like his girlfriend who died. I guess some stuff happened before, which is ice. And then like his demeanor totally changed, and this guy is just freaking sap when he sees her. He was crying like a wimp because of his dead
Aw.
girlfriend. I'm just kidding. He was crying though.
I know, I get it. I get the trope, like, the bully, the guy that's bullied becomes the bully and everything else. Gardner just, I've never been a fan of that, like, overconfident, but kind of really masculine,
They
but
have to be a good
insecure
character though. They
trope.
have to be written very well
Yes.
to be likable in a way. And to me, depending on who's writing Guy Gardner, they can definitely write him. Mostly I've seen him in the cartoons. So
Right.
that's how I knew his personality. He seems to be more rougher and tougher in the comic books though.
Yeah, and that's where I know him from.
The comic books?
Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I need to
I'm
watch
sorry,
more,
you were
but it's
reading
just
this comment.
no, you're fine. It does seem like they make characters gay, etc., more to upset older fans than anything else. And
I
I think
disagree.
I do too. Hold on, I'm gonna write this here. What characters, we'll put it in bold. What characters have they made gay besides Tim Drake? That's a retcon at DC Comics.
Uh I don't think you want to add uh John.
No, because that's not a retcon. That's just him growing up. So if that's what they're doing to make fans mad, that's one character that people didn't like. So who else have they done that to make you mad?
I think
And
it's
even if we
because everybody has say Catwoman. They always say she's bi, but she's always majority of the time she's always with Batman unless she's
I
by
mean, she's had
herself
girlfriends in the
or
past.
yeah. But majority of the time she's with Batman. I'm with Robert, Pro teaches noobs. I learned that Black Cat's freaking bi.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't
uh
know that.
yeah, and like even there, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't had a boyfriend or a girlfriend in a long time." And Black Canary is apparently bi too. Uh,
That I didn't know.
and it's like, well, of course you wouldn't know. Like, where's the where's the evidence? Like,
Hmm.
you would have to actually do some digging on characters, and it's so freaking weird. I'm like, okay, like people are like, was there a guy named Star Fox?
At Marvel.
Yes. So people are like, I don't understand why they don't focus on the older LGBT characters instead of making new LGBT characters. And they made an entire list, and Star Fox was one of the lists. And then there was a crap ton of people in that thread was like, when was Star Fox LGBT? Since when? Give me the proof. I don't remember that. I've been reading this character for so and so years. Then they were like, he was gay in this issue. It's like, what? They made him gay in that issue? And it was like the early 2000s, I think. And I'm like, hey, this does show proof that they've been doing it over the years.
Right.
And nobody knows. It's like, and it wasn't even just Star Fox, like it was a long list. Okay, so I'm not gonna remember every character that he wrote, but there was a lot of characters who were like, wait, when was this person bi? When was this person gay? When was this person a lesbian? And they're like, oh, starting this, and they're like, oh my gosh, they changed it. What the frick? And they're like, this is why I stopped reading comic books in the 90s or the early 2000s. And I'm like, so you guys are now realizing that this isn't a new thing. They've always been doing this,
Right.
even if it's for temporary, or if it end up being retcon that they're not no longer LGBT or whatever. Like this is on purpose for new readers to see how blah 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 blah. Teeny is pushing the buy in the story. Who's Teeny?
Teeny Howard's writing Catwoman, and
Oh,
I'm
that's right.
assuming that that's what they're talking about. But here's the thing. No, she's not. I've read every issue. She hasn't even hinted at her bisexuality.
Unless it's the
She's
current one that
mentioned,
came out right this second and you didn't know because you didn't read it.
well, she's mentioned that she dated a woman. That's it. Actually, I love
Yeah.
Teeny's run on Catwoman. It is so good. And the art, it's Nico Leone. Oh my god, it is beautiful. So no, unless I'm missing it, even though I've read it, Teeny isn't pushing anything but a good story in Catwoman. And it's honestly like I love Ram V. He's one of my favorite writers ever. He wrote a great Catwoman.
The one with the
But
luscious
Teeny,
hair.
yes, exactly. Teeny knows what she's doing with Catwoman, and it's very much so more female centric. That's why I'm still at the point where I'm like, yeah, it's kind of better. Ron V did a great job, but because it's such a female centric story, in my opinion, Teeny is doing a better job with Catwoman. Doesn't Teeny identify as a lesbian, but she's married to a dude? I have no idea about her personal life. No clue.
Maybe whether the person's actually like transitioning to a female, or maybe they're bi and they keep calling themselves a lesbian. Is one of those things.
Yeah, I see. I don't know, but I haven't seen anybody mention anybody besides Tim Drake that has been retconned. That's what I'm saying. Like, people go with this narrative that they're making people gay, they're retconning this, they're doing that, but nobody can name any characters besides Tim Drake. It's so weird to me. I don't think people like to, like, if we logically think about it, there's no one else. And just because they push queer characters to the front, and if you're talking about maybe Jackson Hyde, he's always been queer, so I'm not sure I don't understand it.
Wait, you're not gonna see the new Spider-Verse movie NWO? Pero por qué? Why? Everybody's been
When does
freaking
that come
complaining
out?
how there's no Miguel, and now we get a Miguel, and you're not gonna watch the movie,
Yeah.
bro. Come on.
Um,
Spider-Man
I
next
am.
year. Ooh.
Terry McGinnis is a great Batman. Yes, absolutely. And I really like the Beyond the White Knight by Sean Gordon Murphy. He's doing a really good job at kind of in a different way taking the character and making him work for evil and then kind of go through the journey of realizing the issues with it. And it's really, really good. It's more they claim. Okay. Where are we at here? I seen one from Robert I wanted to bring up.
Oh, you
It's
found
more they
it.
claim they retconned it when it just hasn't been touched on in a while, or they changed long ago and no one was paying attention. Maybe, but we can't even name any other characters besides Tim Drake or any characters that passed the mantle. NWO says mantle swapping turns readers off. And I guess that's more subjective. It doesn't bother me, but we can't actually name any that have been truly swapped at DC besides Superman, and that's a shared mantle, and that's because there's two different Earths. I don't know. It's weird to me. The whole situation is weird to me.
I
Are you a
mean,
Shazam fan?
figure
Oh, go
drawing. If
ahead.
they think the characters are irrelevant, yeah, they have the option to say so. You know,
I
I think
seen
Harley
that.
Quinn's irrelevant, but they still keep making crap on her. So,
No, you don't like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn will never be irrelevant. Bianca, deal, cope. Harley Quinn is amazing.
Sure.
What
I
do
mean,
they
honestly,
say?
Wonder Girl, Yara Flor is more irrelevant right now because what's going
Yeah,
on with her?
that's so fucking stupid. You know what? I'm gonna go off here for a second.
Go
Yara
off.
Flor was introduced and almost universally loved for her design, the way she talked, the way she had a kind of a spitfire attitude as compared to Diana. They gave her 7 motherfucking issues. 7 issues. And then they were like, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to do Trial of the Amazons and completely cut off anything with Yara. Not ruin the character, but put her back behind everybody else and not give her the same chance that Jace or John or Joe Mulian had, and really give her a fighting chance at being liked. Now, with that being said, fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. Everybody liked that character, and instead you're pushing Jace or John, characters that aren't not as loved. We need more Yara Flor. We don't need, I'm sorry. We don't, the Nubia book is trash. Give us a Wonder Girl title by Joelle Jones and everybody will be happy. It was so dumb to cancel that series. I understand maybe it didn't have the sales, but it wasn't terrible. The issue was they wanted to do that stupid Trial of the Amazons, and it was so bad. So
May
I got that
Parker
out of my
is
system.
irrelevant. Helena Wayne is irrelevant. Terry McGinnis is always relevant.
Always. Mayday is not even a character anymore, right?
He has a daughter in the. Didn't they have their own Dark Crisis? No, it's called Dark Ages. Dark Ages. Whether she's called Mayday or not, I don't remember.
Yeah, she was, but that was just a 5 issues. Well, so that's over. That's been over.
So I guess not. Cameo.
And Helena Wayne, the only Helena Wayne I've seen lately has been in the Tom King series. And, well, I got to go back and read it. I looked at the wedding issue and I wasn't super impressed. But the Tom King Killing Time is literally one of the best books of the year so far. Between that and World's Finest, I don't know. I think it might be better than World's Finest. It's so good. Bianca, you still there?
Yeah. What was good?
Are you a Shazam fan?
I like Shazam.
Who's your favorite Shazam character?
Shazam? Hello?
I was taking a drink. I'm sorry.
I'm dehydrated. I'm not sorry.
I'm dehydrated. My mouth, this autoimmune thing I have makes my mouth dry all the time. So I'm constantly taking drinks when I think you're going to say more than 2 words.
Was that you gulping or?
Yeah, shut up. But
I'm sorry, Elon.
I like Mary Marvel. I love Mary. I think she's a great character. She was amazing in Deceased. She was amazing. Tom Taylor really knows how to write those characters in the Elseworld stories. He does such a good job. Like his Injustice, his Deceased is so good. And then in 52, I believe it was 52, she went like totally evil and she got the powers of Black Adam. And she was kind of, super hot looking. Like they gave her a black outfit instead of her normal white one. It was great. But we don't have any context yet. Apparently, they're shifting from Billy being the main holder of Shazam to Mary. Eventually. Sometime. I actually seen people being like, oh my God, they're gender swapping it again. Why not just create a new character?
It's so embarrassing. Like oh my gosh. they're making a female Hulk, man, they're like spitting on Stanley's grave, and I'm like, yo, he wrote he freaking wrote the character for the past few issues on her first appearance, bro. Literally says created by Stanley and probably some other name, I don't know.
Probably. Stanley liked to do that. Like he created Spider-Man more like it was Steve Ditko, but that's okay.
Spooderman.
um, Michael, you're so slow. We had that Tim Drake thing up specifically because you said about gay characters, and then now you're just okay. I mean, like they're doing gay diverse versions of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash, Robin, etc. That's my observation. I'm not trying to be awkward. No, no, no. I
No,
don't
I
think
didn't
you're
think you
awkward
were
at all.
awkward.
No, I actually wanted to expand upon it because it's a good subject matter, and that's kind of what we've been doing. So yeah, let's kind of yeah. I mean, I get it. So we're gonna do this here with Batman. They made him black. With John, they made him queer. I mean, nothing really changed with Green Lantern.
Well, it
Aquaman,
depends because Kyle Reidner, he was always white, but then later they made him half Mexican.
I always thought he was half Mexican or
No, he
half
was made half
Rome.
Mexican later by, I believe. Oh shoot! No, no, don't leave. Judd
Oh, Judd Winnick
Winnick.
is awesome.
Yeah, John. I believe he was the one who made him half Mexican. He wasn't always half Mexican.
It says Kyle was raised by his Irish mother and only child. His father abandoned him. It was later revealed, you're right, that his father was a Mexican American CIA agent by the name of Gabriel Vasquez, and that Aaron Rayner was merely an alias. So that happened actually in 1994. No, that's when he first was. I did not know that.
Oh, look, thanks, Black Phoenix. Green Lantern 150.
Wait, what?
Did he create Kyle? I have no idea. I remember somebody telling me that he wasn't always half Mexican, and it was Judd who did that. And then a lot of people will always say, like what Tristan thought, except she's not doing it for malice of any sort of that intent. Uh, English. Somebody was like, see, like Kyle was always half Mexican.
Right.
And then
I had no
people are
idea.
like, no, Judd made him half Mexican later on, way later on. It wasn't the first. It wasn't the first appearance.
No, because Judd didn't create him. It was Ron Mars
Yeah, so like
that created him.
Kyle was uh, created half Mexican after.
I did not know that. I would have always assumed. Not a bad retcon, but I'm just saying I would have always assumed.
Oh, they say, well, this is why I don't like comic books because that's a pointless addition or a pointless retcon. And I'm like, it is what it is. If you're gonna get hurt by that, okay. He's still white. He's just a half white Mexican.
Right, but having this
I
kind
do
of
hate
going back,
women 1,000%.
rude. Um, Going back to this comment though, I don't see an issue. I'm not sure why it's an issue. Like creating characters to go alongside that are more diverse in nature. Do when you create like so Green Lantern, we create a character, it why does the default always have to be white and straight? What is the issue with having more diversity? I guess they see it as some sort of malicious agenda.
Well, like Chuck Dixon told you, it's more cynical. something like that.
Like they want backpats?
Maybe. Well, I
Um,
always wanted to ask him, like he said, when we created gay characters, we always, when there was a gay character, you always knew they were gay, and I'm like, but how did you know without them saying it? Were they like flamboyantly gay? Did they wear like tight pants or something? Because if you're judging from like stereotypes that they written in, that doesn't make it good, you
right.
know.
And you can have the stereotypical gay because there is that still out there, but you need a range, right?
Yeah.
You need a you need to have also, a I guess just like you would with any other sexuality, a range in characters. And there's not anything wrong with that. I think Chuck Dixon at this point, and not to take away from what he's done in the past because he's an amazing writer, he's done amazing work. But
Yes, I'm
Chuck
waiting for
Dixon,
that issue 2 of Savage. I believe that was the name.
oh,
Kill
his
All Men,
crowdfunding,
Savage Kill All Men. That was Ravage, Ravage, not Savage.
Ravage. I
Ravage
have
was
I
kind of
have
savage though.
I have the first issue and I have him actually an autograph of it from him
Punk.
and Ben Henderson. And but it feels like I don't know, in a weird way, I feel like Chuck Dixon has kind of lost it too much to like the culture war stuff. Like whereas him
As
he was
close as
kind of this
even EVS or not as much.
no, 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 not near as much as EVS. No, no, no. I don't mean that. I just mean like he's gone into the frame of it's really easy to get people rallied around you when you go towards the black pill rage bait kind of stuff. And I think it's unfortunate because I do think he's talented, but like clearly when he was able to write before, he did amazing job, he did amazing work. We saw his books, go out and sell and sell and sell. And now it feels like just like what they're against is exactly what he's doing. He's this kind of right wing agenda on his stuff. And just like the people say, keep your politics out, but then accept that kind of political stance. It's very, very weird to me. And I don't want to take away from what he's done in the past. I'm not saying that at all. But he also clearly has his own agenda. And I'm just not into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'll read your old stuff. That's great. You do you. You're happy. But okay, this is a good way to put it. This is a really good way to put it. Chuck Dixon became the get off my lawn right wing guy. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. And that's why when I had him on, it was been a long time. Beforehand, I was like, I don't want to talk about Comicsgate. I don't want to talk about politics. I want to talk about your books, your work, your body of work that you've created. He's like, all right, cool. Like, no problem. But I mean, as long as he's happy, I don't fucking care. I just personally don't follow him. But in the same sentence, I also have no problem reading his old stuff. Like there's a lot of people that can't separate art from artist. That ain't me. For the most part, that ain't me unless they are terrible people, like and I mean really terrible people or people that are personally cruel to me. I can separate art from artists. That doesn't bother me. Does that bother you?
No. Who was better, Chuck
Uh
Dixon or Thinking Critical? I say Thinking Critical when I know his name is Wes. That's his name, Thinking Critical. It's on his birth certificate. Um,
uh
I saw Chuck Dixon in many comic skaters
right.
interviews. But that was because I was looking for him on purpose. Cuz I remember you telling you how long ago was this? Um So the publisher for Ravage Kill All Men, written by Chuck
Mhm.
Dixon, they moved to a new publisher. So
Right.
I know the new publisher. I follow the new publisher. He's also a comic skater as well. And I was like, hey, anything new with the Chuck Dixon Ravage Kill All Men? Like, is there going to be an issue to it? And he was like, listen, I've been having trouble contacting him and all that stuff. Like, he's really hard to contact. And I'm like, well, maybe. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a dig. All I did was like put Chuck Dixon on like YouTube, and apparently he had so many interviews with so many comic skaters. I'm like, shoot.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
notified myself of every single one that he was going to be in so I can jump into the chat and tell him about, like, he's being contacted. And I contacted his Facebook, I emailed him, I went to his own specific YouTube channel and wrote a comment on there. Uh and then the day finally came when one of the comic skaters was like having their live. And the thing is, they had their live extremely late. I was up until almost 1 a.m. to
Oh my
contact
goodness.
this guy. And the reason was because every time I was trying to let Chuck Dixon know about the publisher, uh I'm like, hey, this publisher for Ravage Kill All Men has been trying to contact you. And the thing is, like, who's the guy, who was the older guy, Jeff or Benjamin?
Ben Henderson?
Ben Henderson. And he was like, oh, I didn't get a contact from Ben Henderson. And I'm like, you weren't known about the new publisher? Like, no, it's not him anymore. He I don't know what happened. I don't think he became bankrupt or something, but he moved it to somebody else. And I'm like trying to explain to him in the freaking chat, and I'm like talking a lot in the chat, and they're freaking the people who were the hosts, they were freaking going to a comment before me or after me, and and they only were highlighting comments that were talking crap about the industry. And I'm like,
Oh, of
listen,
course.
bro, this stuff is freaking important. This is his work. Freaking highlight my comment. Like, what are you doing? And then one of the mods there, who was extremely kind to me, was like, don't worry, we'll get your message out there. And I'm like, thank you, bro. And so he was spamming too. And sometimes they were ignoring him too. And I'm like, yo, are you guys doing this on purpose? Freaking funny. A lot of people who love Chuck Dixon, whether you're a
Right.
comic skater or not, have been waiting for freaking issue 2. And he didn't
Right.
know about the new crap going on. And so they finally found his comment, and he was like, oh, apparently you've been like new publisher, they've been trying to contact you and blah blah. And he's like, really? I didn't see that. And
Oh
he's
my
like, email me,
goodness.
email me. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll email you. And then he finally responded. So, like, that comment I wrote on his YouTube channel, I deleted it because I didn't need it anymore. And I'm like, yo, thank you so freaking much for responding. And so now they're in the talks. But because the deadline passed of when to contact him and get it started to come out that year, that didn't happen. So it might take another year or two for that comic to come out. And I'm like, okay, boom, there you go. I got him to contact you, blah blah blah. And they're like, wow, thanks, you did so well. And I'm like, listen, I spammed everything. I stood up to almost 1 a.m. for this freaking thing just because they didn't highlight my comment, and it was so annoying. Oh,
Let
I
me get
worked
the
hard.
super
I'm
chat
proud of
real quick.
myself.
I'm proud of you too, Bianca. The Joseph Santos. Thank you so much. They actually were good today. I'm shocked. Tipping the cats. They were good today. Hush came up one time and wanted lovin's, but other than that, they were really good. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, I'm gonna have a review of this coming up. Chip's new Batman. Yes, it's so freaking good. But I don't know how you can, like, I'm telling you right now, I don't follow Comicsgate. I don't want anything to do with them. That's pretty known. If I were to go into a chat that was a Comicsgater at 1 a.m., it would be terrible. It would like it would just be a bunch of attacks. I can't.
I didn't want to argue
That's
with
one
anybody
group.
that day. I was like, okay, I'm not having this. I just want to tell
I
Chuck
don't blame
Dixon the
you.
news.
I don't blame you. I that's where I kind of draw my line of separating art from artists. I won't support people like and I when I think of Comicsgate, I guess I basically think of Ethan and his like that's the people I know, Ethan and John Malin, and honestly the it's changed so much. I don't know who's in it because I don't pay attention, but I did get a notification for a regular video from Ethan the other day and I was just like, he must be broke. He's making regular videos again. I don't know. That's where I draw my line.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's
won't
right.
support terrible people.
This was during the time when I believe Philip Kennedy Johnson was writing Superman.
Oh yeah, he still
Like
is
he
Action
was
Comics.
yeah, this is about the time when he was just writing Superman, like just
Oh,
starting.
okay.
And they were spreading misinformation to Chuck Dixon like, "How do you feel about Superman dying? That they're going to kill
Oh
Superman?"
my god, yes.
And he
I
was like,
do
"They're
know
gonna kill
exactly.
Superman? See, this is
Yep.
why the comic book industry," and I'm like, "Chuck Dixon, no, there's that's not true. It's not true." And
Yep.
I'm spamming. That's not true. That's misinformation. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, you guys are purposely not highlighting my comment. And then after all that spamming, they did highlight. They're like, oh, it's not true. Well, I heard from this one article. I'm like, yeah, no,
Yep.
freaking duh, bro.
Yep.
Wait,
I
like
remember that. They
serious.
were all like, "Oh, they killed Superman so they can make way for his queer son." Shut up. Just if you're not reading the book, it's the same as what was it, Yellow Flash spreading that Superman was fighting fake news. No, he's not. No, he's not. Stop. Like you guys don't even it's I would say it's embarrassing, but I don't think they care whether it's true or fake or not. It is just the outrage of the day. It's just that's it. All right, guys, we are going to wrap up. What do you have going on this week on your channel, Bianca?
I'm closing this entire week. Oh.
No.
Oh, I wait tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. Maybe I can stream tomorrow now that I have my energy back. I'm so happy.
That's awesome. You guys, make sure you are subscribed. Robert, can you put Bianca's channel link? I have it in the description, but can you link it so everyone can have it? So Bianca can stream tomorrow and we can drive her crazy, as crazy as possible. Yeah,
Uh,
and I'm going to have Batman 125 sometime this week. Of course, I'll have shorts, which I do. I try to do 3 shorts a day. Um, I want to also do a video about Ezra Miller once I have all of the information because again, just like you said, there's a lot of people clipping stuff and really not
without context.
um yeah. Yeah, I seen that yesterday and I was like, "Are you kidding me? I know this video is clipped." But you're actually making it seem like it's some outrageous thing. He threatened a fan. No, he fucking didn't. It's crazy.
The guy
So
said at the end of the video, "Please do." Oh, and I'll also
it
be on Robert's next Pro Teaches Noobs. So
awesome.
if anybody wants to subscribe to Robert for the next video with me, because I'm the most awesomest, possumest
That's
guest on
right.
his channel, suck it, Raymond.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to our rambles about mantle changes, and we will see you guys in the next one.